What's up, Marvel Snappers, and welcome to another Deck Tech video. Today we're trying to take full advantage of the Hood. This was filmed while Vormir was the featured location, and Hood is the perfect sacrifice because then we get the 6 power demon without having to keep the -2 body. But we actually have an alternate way to deal with the original Hood, and we're going to leverage the demon as well to get as much value out of it as possible. So we're going to be combining Disruption and Zoo elements. The backup way of dealing with the -2 Hood is Viper, who gives control of a card on your side to your opponent. So we're able to send that -2 body onto the opponent's side, and it acts as a third goblin because we're also running Green Goblin and Hobgoblin with the goal of just decimating our opponent's board space. Adding to that is Debris, who puts a rock into each other location for both you and your opponent. So between all of these bodies we send over to the opponent's side of the board, it really restricts their ability to play. And again, like the demon, we're going to be leveraging the rocks as well, because we have Khazar and Blue Marvel to buff up the cards on our side of the board. So the rocks are actually power for us and 0 power for the opponent while also restricting board space. We're also leveraging Titania. I've yet to successfully use her to occupy an opponent's board space, but that is a potential option. If they have 3 cards there, you can send it over to their side and then you can bring it back on the final turn. But she's a massive 5 power for the 1 energy, so combines well with our Khazar and our Blue Marvel. We're also running Daredevil to make our disruption plays as strong as possible. On turn 5, we get to see where the opponent is playing, and if they have any location with 3 cards, we have quite a number of options to fill up that location, so we have a set power total to win over. Rounding out the deck, we have a few 1-cost cards to just give us a big final push in Ant-Man and Sunspot. And then Armor's here to not only protect our 1-cost cards, but prevent our opponents from destroying any of our disruption components like the rocks or the goblins. The primary strategy is just going to be clog up the board as much as possible, and then play a potentially 8 power demon along with a couple of other 1-cost cards on the final turn to swing whichever location we need after completely locking down one of them. With that, let's hop into some games. Alright, cloning vats will be nice for our Hood, so let's go with that. The opponent clones a Nightcrawler, which means we might be safe from Killmonger. Let's get the Hood down. I would like to Viper that potentially, so let's just get Sunspot down over here. They also have a Hood, and they're just gonna have a bunch of Nightcrawlers. They can move into the raft to fill it. I would have liked to copy these, but this will be a huge power presence here, and we'll get the card. And we can start cloning vatsing it. This is gonna be a wild game. I'm gonna snap. I suspect they'll be able to fill this as well. They don't. We get a Galactus. Okay, well, we have a ton of power there. And we'll be able to see what they're doing on turn 5. Send them the Hood, and then we can Green Goblin or Debris. Or potentially even take up the spot with Titania. They just pass. So now we get to see what they're up to. Okay, She-Hulk, Demon, Nightcrawler. So this will give them 16 up to 20. So a blue Marvel does that for us. I think we just go with that for now and make a copy of our Galactus. We have priority, so the Titania is not going to be as strong. Can Leader win for them? Leader can basically tie it for them. I think we're in the clear here. Oh, they Polaris the Ant-Man over. And Maximus, but that's not enough. We end up winning Cloning Vats in Vormir, even though we lose the Raft. And we take 4 cubes. Fantastic. A little bit nerve-wracking, and Galactus wasn't the biggest high roll off the Raft, but still ended up being 10 free power on the board. Let's go. Okay, first up is Westview. Guess we can get the Hood down for now. If we start drawing our 2-cost cards, then we're going to want to have spent that energy. Alright, well, Elysium makes that a little different. In fact, I think it's fine to just hold here. Okay, they Brood. We can clog up the location here and do this now before they could potentially storm Elysium or Los Diablos destroys it. Okay, they go with a Goose and an Iceman hitting our demon. Okay, so Elysium gets to stick. So we can Viper Green Goblin. Just take up even more of their board space. Let's snap on this. We could get Killmongered, which would be problematic, but them having an Iceman makes me think maybe not. Okay, so they're down to 2 spots. Yeah, and the opponent just retreats. Killmonger could have definitely ruined our day, but our hand was absolutely nuts, and I think we could still come up over a Silver Surfer, no problem. Let's hop into another one. Alright, first up is the Raft, which is actually really awkward for this hand. Since we want to send them the Hood, for now let's just play over here, ignore the Raft for a bit, see if we draw some of our other cheaper cards. If we don't see any destroy type effects, we might end up putting the Demon here. Because of Tinkerer's Workshop, let's be energy efficient and send the Green Goblin over this way. Oh, Okay, yeah, we weren't gonna fill it faster than them anyways. So we're just gonna stay out of the raft for now. Let's get this hood over there quickly. Okay, so this tells me some kind of Patriot type deck. Let's get Daredevil Sunspot down. I don't think we have to fear a Killmonger either. So let's get Demon down as well. Alright, and thanks to Daredevil, we'll see where they end up playing. Oh, they give us the 0-cost Mysterio, so that could have been much worse. And they Carnage, okay. So maybe there is a Killmonger? They end up playing Debris. Which is going to fill up this location for us and them. We do need to win the Tinkerer's Workshop, though. So is Blue Marvel going to be enough? They could Patriot Mystique, which would give the rocks +4, so this would be 8. That only ties here, and we can Blue Marvel to buff up our side. Let's go with the Hobgoblin into Tinkerer's Workshop. We'll let them clog our side here. Oh yeah, and they only get the 1 rock. So yeah, and then if we go Blue Marvel Titania here, that should be enough, because this gives us +4. They only have 1 here. They try and send us a Hobgoblin and Heimdall, but their board is full, so that doesn't work. And we end up winning the center and the right for 2 cubes. There may have been an opportunity to snap there earlier, but the Carnage made me a little scared of a potential Killmonger. Let's hop into another one. Alright, first up is X-Mansion. Hopefully we get a half-decent card. Preferably just parity with the opponent. I'd like to give them the hood, so let's actually just play Armor to Vormir. Okay, they Bast. And Superflow. Now we're a bit punished for not just letting the hood die off. Do we let them keep the Superflow energy for 1 more turn? We can just send them the Hobgoblin next turn? I'm okay with this. Let's snap Hood Viper. Because now they're going to be completely capped out. We took a chance here that X-Mansion would be kind to us. Oh, this actually makes their Wolfsbane a bit bigger. We get an Abomination, and they get an Iceman. Okay, well, that worked out pretty well for us. We just needed it to not be a huge differential. The fact that we got a larger card is just absolutely gravy. Send them the Hobgoblin. likely some kind of Surfer negative deck, but we don't have anything to fear in this lane. So we should just make this lane as big as possible. We have priority, so actually let's just send them a Hobgoblin and then get our Demon Sunspot down. They could have Killmonger. We can play the Sunspot here, get a bit more power going here. They have a Bishop and a pretty late Mr. Negative. So they have -9 here. I feel like that's going to be very hard for them to come up over. We can just play the Demon and absorb 5 into Sunspot. Blue Marvel adds 6. So I guess we actually just do this. Yeah, and the opponent just retreats. Yeah, we didn't need to high roll this hard on X-Mansion for that to have worked out for us since they were locked out. Even the Blue Marvel on a 5 power card here would have been plenty, or we could have just played something else to this location. Let's hop into another one. Alright, first up is the Vault. We'll be able to get Khazar Blue Marvel into there. The opponent snapped already. That's interesting. Let's tempo out the Ant-Man. They might have just been impatient with us thinking about our play. Okay, Quinjet tells me it's likely not a Killmonger in our future, so this feels a lot better. And we can get Sunspot into Stark Tower. Don't hit the debris, nice. Okay, an Agent 13. So some kind of Devil Dino. It's not Thanos. But we can debris, kind of clog up their board here. Would have been nice to have Daredevil. Oh, okay. So they Beast, bouncing everything. But we can get Khazar down here. Okay, they Agent Coulson, Agent 13, and Iceman us again. Ooh, so we're not playing Hobgoblin. They gained priority. Is it worth Vipering them a rock? Yeah, we're not going to be able to fight over Stark Tower. We have to really hope they play the Devil Dinosaur here. They didn't play a Moon Girl. They still could Mystique. It's possible we've overcommitted to the Vault. Oh, they Iron Man. And Quinjet. No, that's not enough.
All systems go.
Sucks both of these having been hit with Iceman, because they would have been stronger turn 5 plays than just the Viper here. But at least we have the Vault locked down. We have an 8, going to be 10-point differential here. So if we play Blue Marvel here, we'll be at 7. We'll tie Stark Tower if they don't play anything. And hopefully this is where they end up playing the Devil Dinosaur. Although, maybe this is where they play the Devil Dino. I guess if they play here, we'll actually win with the Viper going up to 4. So let's try that. Yeah, okay, and the opponent just retreats. Thankfully, we were able to just get quite a lot of power in early, and we take 2 cubes despite the Iceman really messing up our turn 5. Let's hop into another one. Alright, Limbo is interesting. It actually gives us a lot of time to potentially clog up their board. Asgard is interesting. Okay, so far they haven't committed anything. We can get the Green Goblin down for now. They still haven't committed anything. Seven should be enough to at least tie this. Okay, they have a Lockjaw. Do we snap them here? Because we got the Asgard cards, they might go, but Hobgoblin's going to really disrupt this Lockjaw lane, and we can potentially fill it with debris as well. Okay, so they'll have 2 cards for Lockjaw. They'll have at least a Wasp and then something else. So let's actually play the debris here and fill up more of their spaces. We can get the Hood down, get that destroyed to Vormir. And maybe get armor down here too, just for some more stats. Okay, so they Doctor Doom, so their locations are filled. They have a Vision and a Dracula with 6 cards in hand. So Vision can move out. So they can get up to 12 here. We can win Asgard with just the Blue Marvel. And then go Ant-Man Demon. It's for 8 cubes. But I think this ends up being enough. We put an absolutely massive amount of power in Vormir here. Yeah, Wasp is only 1. Oh, they have a Killmonger in this deck? Oh, but we still win Limbo and Asgard. Oh, depending on... Oh, and not they pull the Doctor Doom back out. Oh my goodness, that was a roller coaster. Defeat. Definitely not expecting the Killmonger, and had they discarded something with just one less power, we would have been fine here. Whew. Well, that was a super close game, and I don't think there was much we could have done different. Was not playing around Killmonger in Lockjaw. I hope you enjoyed the games and got to see Hood being used to its fullest potential. We actually get to take massive advantage of both sides of this card, and I've had a lot of fun piloting this deck. That 8 cube loss was definitely unfortunate, but it was a fun roller coaster, and we only needed one more point or one less point on the opponent's side, and we would have walked away with those 8 cubes. As always, if you have any questions or feedback for me, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.